Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my channel. It is basically deer season here in my home state of North Carolina. Probably is deer season when this video is posting, but I want to talk about ground blinds and the technology that we have seen over the last 5 to 6 years associated with ground blinds. And you know, a ground blind is such a universal hunting tool. It's a great way to, you know, get kids out in the woods, to get older people back out into the woods. It's a great way to be versatile. You can move from set to set. You can hunt areas that you can't get a tree stand in. It's easy to brush them in. It does a really good job of protecting your scent when you're out there in the woods. And it does a really good job of just giving you an edge in the woods when trying to harvest a turkey or a deer or whatever it may be. So I'm really excited to be talking about the new ground blind from TideWe. If you guys don't know anything about TideWe and what they represent, I've been wearing TideWe boots, rubber boots now for probably 5 to 6 years, and by far their rubber boots are the most comfortable, lightweight boots that I've ever used. But they've recently started getting into other hunting products, and one of the things that they did is they manufactured a hunting blind. And what's special about this hunting blind is it's not like the other blinds on the market. Whereas when you get into the blind, the only thing that you can see is what the little windows are that you open up. This blind actually has a 365-degree view capability, and we're going to take a look at that today. But I want to give you not really an unboxing, but an unbagging, if you will. So I've never actually had this ground blind out of the bag, and I've never opened it. So there's a good chance that this right here can go really, really good or really, really bad. So nonetheless, let's take a look at this ground blind. Let's open it up and let's see exactly what it looks like on the inside. So really nice carry bag, little 3/4 zip carry case. It has a nice 2-strap backpack carrying capacity on it, so that way for those of you that may be going in longer distances, it gives you that ability to backpack it in pretty comfortably. They also give you, looks like a orange cover, so that's pretty good. I guess looks like maybe a little bit of a water shield to help keep people from, or I guess so that people can see us. So we'll throw that over there to the side. I wanted to see, just wanting to see if there's any stakes. So I do not see any stakes in here, which they do have a set of instructions. So basically step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. So wall, door, fiberglass poles, roof. So yeah, looks like for the most part it's kind of simple. Hunting blind, instruction sheet, tie down ropes, ground stakes. So there's 8 ground stakes that are supposed to be in here. My guess is they're wadded up in that orange bag that I just threw away. So let's take a look. It does have a cool little buckle strap right here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. So to keep it all nice and tucked together, you do have a buckle strap. We're gonna undo that. And we're gonna start, so right there with some rods. Okay, so really large metal rods, and the instructions may be required on this one. So we'll get this undone. Okay, so similar poles to if you're used to seeing a tent, like a big tent being put together, you've got some poles here that's going to be very, very similar. So we're going to lay these to the side because we're probably going to need those. And let's start pulling on some tabs. Okay, so just like that, we now have a huge blind. This thing is giant. Holy smokes. Oh, that is so cool. So let me turn this thing around so that y'all can see, and maybe actually back it up a little bit for you. And I want to show y'all the back side here. So this is the main door, which, so you can see, hopefully y'all can see how flimsy this right here is. So that area or that wall is where these stakes are going to come into play. So we'll thread all of that through here. But man, just kind of right off the bat, just off the general looking in it, it is unbelievable. And I want to show y'all something real quick. So we're going to show y'all firsthand exactly what we can see inside this ground blind. 360 degrees, you can see a little slit right there, but all these windows are closed all the way around, all the way down to the floor, all the way up. It is unbelievable. Now, keep your mind on that, and let's walk around to the front. Completely camouflage. This thing is massive too. So I know you guys could probably see a little bit when I was putting it together, but look at where I'm at fully standing. My head is right here at the top of the window, and I've still got probably 2 or 3 foot up above me. So this is hands down the biggest ground blind that I've ever owned. 100% it is. Let's get these rods put in, and then let's get a final look at it. We got everything put together, so it's a little different than your traditional, I guess, 5-panel pop-up ground blind. Typically on a traditional ground blind, you pop, you know, you've got the 4-way beams, I guess, that you pop out on all 4 walls, and then you have the roof that you pop out. Well, this one's a little different. You have the roof, you have the 3 sides, but then back here on the back, which this flat side, you can tell that this side's a little flatter than the others. This is the actual door, and those braces that I showed you guys just a minute ago, they actually line this entire wall here, down this corner here, down the middle here, and then also one more here to give this entire back side some additional stability. And those cross beams and the post that I put in there they're thick, they're very structurally sound, which is a good thing, because I feel like this ground blind is really designed to go and be set up and stay there for a little while. Not necessarily saying that it's got to be permanent, but I feel like it's something where maybe you got the edge of a cut cornfield or a cut ag field that you're going to go set it up, and you're going to spend several afternoons or several mornings in this blind hunting. It's very nice for that. And I love the room. I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but this is the door and opening the door. And you can tell, obviously, by the way that I'm standing here, that this is such a big ground blind. It is one of the coolest things. I don't know if y'all can see me poking my head out right here, but I'm completely standing up. My head is not even coming close to touching the top, and I'm as far close to the side as I can get. Now, I'm 5'10" and a half. I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm 5'11", but probably 5'10", 5'10" and a half. And I'm standing as close to this edge as I can get, and my head is not touching. I'm not having to stoop down. The only reason I'm stooping down is so y'all can see me in this window. But out here in the middle, it's legitimately above 6 foot tall, where you could stand up, draw your bow back, do all kinds of stuff to get in there and get set up. And then the other cool thing about it is, if you are taking an older person, or if you're taking a kid, there is so much room for them to be able to move around and do things. And on top of that, with it being able for you guys to be able to see 360 degrees all the way around you, that allows them to see more. Because one of the problems with taking a kid, specifically kids, I'm gonna harp on that, is the fact that they're sometimes so much lower than the windows. So if you've got those turkey or deer out there moving around doing their thing, sometimes it's hard for them to see, especially if you're trying to keep them down below the windows so that they don't get, the deer don't catch you moving or the turkey don't catch you moving. This gives them the ability to actually see what's going on, but at the exact same time, the deer or the wildlife can't see into this blind. So really impressed with the fit function and just the way that this overall blind is. Obviously, the one negative I've got about it, which kind of comes with the territory. It's a little on the heavy side. So if you're used to a very mobile type of ground blind hunting where you throwing it over your shoulder, you're going, you pop it up real quick and you start hunting, this is not necessarily that ground blind. Yeah, I threw it up here in probably 3 or 4 minutes, not a big deal, but with the added rods that you got from the breakdown of it to put back into the bag, this is something that, like I said earlier, it's a little more of a stationary type blind. You're at least gonna have it there for a little while so that you can hunt out of it for several times. You're not gonna be breaking it down multiple times throughout the day. So, but with that, with the weight and with the little added, I guess, constructability of it, you gain a lot of things. You gain the weight, or you gain the room, the height, the ability to move around in there, the ability to have multiple people in there, the ability to draw your bow concealed during the entire time of your draw cycle, getting your crossbow up, getting your rifle up. You can do all of that inside the blind without having any of it exposed out of the windows. That's one of the hardest things to do, in my opinion, as a bow hunter, is drawing your bow inside of a ground blind and trying to stay in that shadow line. Being able to do that is very, very difficult. And then same with maneuvering a gun. If you have a deer that comes in on your right hand side and you're a right-handed shooter, having to turn all the way to that off side where typically you're setting in the shadows in that back right corner, sometimes it's difficult to not stick that barrel or the muzzle of the gun completely out and start waving it all over the place, and just looks like a red flag for whatever wildlife you're out there hunting. So kudos to TideWe on doing a fantastic job on this ground blind. I love the size. I love the ability to see all the way around 360 degrees. The camouflage pattern looks good and it doesn't feel cheap. That's the one thing that I hate whenever I unbox a ground blind, is when I unbox a ground blind and everything just feels like it's going to blow up, it's going to tear apart, and it's going to rip after one season. This is not that. This does not feel like that at all. And I think you guys are going to be thoroughly impressed at just how many seasons you're going to get out of a ground blind like this. I can tell you this, I've already got a property in mind that I think this bad boy is going to be going. So hopefully this deer season, y'all will be seeing a hunting episode filmed out of this exact same ground blind. So if you're in the market, you're looking for a ground blind, you're looking for something on the bigger side of things, you're looking for something that's a lot more comfortable, and you're looking for something that's a lot more sturdy, and obviously it has an awesome feature of being able to see all the way around it, then go check out TideWe's lineup of hunting blinds. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this thing to 100,000 subscribers, so every click gets me just a little bit closer to that goal. If you got any questions, put them down in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as best I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll try to find somebody who does. But until next time, I'll see y'all in the next episode.